Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to discuss another My Hero Academia episode review, which is very quickly from the last one, but that's because I've been having dinner and going back and forth and all that stuff. So I'm doing episode 8 of season 5, or the 96th episode of My Hero Academia in general. Let's see, titled Match Free Conclusions. So this episode is guaranteed the conclusion of like the third round of the joint training third match. So anyway, getting to the episode, we immediately follow off where Ida, using the Respiro Turbo technique, breaks free from the ice and uses very big speed to escape Juzo or Mudman's trap, which is with some very beautiful animation. This might be the best animation in the series in the season so far. With Ida, I'm really fan of this animation. So just as he's about to try and attack Mudman, Mudman sinks back into the ground the ice and swims through through the mud underneath, deciding that it's best to help the others instead of fighting Ida, since he stands no chance against his speed. But we go back to the viewing area in which Midoriya noticed Tenya's new move is even faster than Gran Torino's jet thing, with Mineta pointing out that he improved his speed due to the fact that Midoriya's created the shoot style. So Midoriya's going to go and try and ask him more about it. But anyway, we get back to Tailman or Ojiro versus Senkayabara or Spyro as the fight continues. Tailman at a disadvantage. However, Ida's speed arrives and it quickly captures him and then sends him straight to jail, with Spyro trying to say, "Hey, don't interfere in my fight" and all that stuff. I need to shine. However, Ida is playing the role of his character, like, "Stop, villain, I'm not going to let you have a chance to take the spotlight." And it's not letting his words being distracted, as like his brother would immediately try and stop the villain and wouldn't allow a one-on-fight and would intervene in a one-on-one fight. So Spyro's in jail with Class 1A in the lead for this round. So 1-0 so far. So Class 1A in the lead so far. Meanwhile, Tetsu and Shoto are brawling from the ice. I think we get a little scene of during this. I think we get a little scene of Tetsu seeing how he trains in the. I should probably get to it a bit yet. Shoto continuing to launch ice at him, but Tetsu shatters with his steel and then eventually lands a blow against Shoto in the stomach. Realizing that ice isn't going to work anymore, Shoto finally decides to use his walls of flame on Tetsu, which results in Pony, or the Horn Girl, running away from the fire, which allows Horns to deactivate for Jiro. So Shoto tells Jiro to go take care of her while he deals with Tetsu. However, Tetsu's revealed that this has a much more bigger resistance to fire due to training in an oven, I think, from a flashback from what I can tell. Apparently his father subjected to him as a child. Ouch. Sort of lots of very questionable teaching methods of parents for their quirk-related kids, I have to say. But in this series. But due to this, so due to this, he's still able to land blows on Shoto, but Shoto, thinking about to some of his previous fights with Midoriya and stuff, and thinking of what his father and stuff, decides it's time to increase his firepower immensely. So half his body goes up in flames. It's sort of like power up mode, which makes it really hot, which I think even Tetsu cannot withstand. Let's see. as the entire area is engulfed in the sea of fire. I think even the cameras get disabled from this. Let's see. With Shoto giving him a warning that this fire can probably is too strong, but ever Tetsu still goes on. Meanwhile, we get we see let's see. Hold on, let me just let's see. Sorry, Tentacle or Shoji chasing a pony Rocketeer who's using her horns. Let's see, using her horns. Let's see, on her legs to surf in the air, and I think even hold them in her arms to help. Let's see, balance herself. Which last episode I did kind of say that her quite didn't seem now that. Let's see, how do I? What's this? See, creative. However, this episode I think we get to see a bit more. For this episode, it kind of proves me wrong a bit as we get to see her as a way to flying, surfing, and all that stuff. So yeah, so good on her. So yeah, so she's able to surf and all that stuff. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let's see. My eye's itching a bit. I should really stop pointing it. Let's see. So yeah, Juzo. Let's see. So yeah, eventually, let's see. Eventually, she fights back using a move called the Thunder Horn, which allows her to shoot multiple arrows. Let's see, against Mezzo or Tentacle, which he counters with his Octoblow attack, which keeps moving his tentacles to intercept, and all that, which are native tentacles to intercept. I think during this fight we learned that Pony is not fond of octopuses, so she kind of says she doesn't really like tentacles much, which, ouch, that's hurtful, but he doesn't seem to mind because he's always been, he's had people judge his appearance before. Eventually, let's see, Ojiro or Tailman arrives and grabs her, and just when they think like the fight, this is when they think they're going to capture her, Mudman appears and sinks them to the ground thing. Eventually, let's see, Tailman is able to escape the cement using a tornado tail dance. Let's see, I think he also used that tail dance to sort of like what was it? Wait, hold on, let me just check. I might be getting it a bit wrong again. So I'm using the Wikipedia to refresh my memory. Wait, no, my mistake. The tail dance is used to block the horns as he then uses it to wrap around her, capturing her. My mistake there, people. I really should move down on the Wikipedia pages and all that stuff. But yeah, he gets stuck in the mud. However, he tries to use his Swamp Smack spinner tank, which loosens the ground and stuff, which sends both Juzo and Mezzo flying away and all that stuff. Let's see. Eventually, Tentacle grabs Tailman to reach him out of the mud thing as he's holding on to like a ponytail. Pony, how she uses her horns to stab Tailman in the tail, and eventually all four of them to send her and him flying straight to Class 1B's prison thing, trapping Tailman. Evening out the match. And all that stuff. So, oh boy. But I'm talking a bit too much. So, let's see, by myself. So, yeah, so at the top, match is 1-on-1. So, yeah. We go back to Shoto's match against Tetsu Setsu, and they're both slowing down due to being tired out from either the attacks and the fire eating away the Tetsu's stamina. Shoto recognizing that he needs to go to Shoto realizing that he needs to heat up a bit, starts to turn his flames into a fist, preparing to attack Tetsu. Let's see. However, Mudman appears and softens the ground along. Making Shoto lose his balance, and rounding one of the surrounding structures ends up hitting the head, starting to knock him out. Just as Tetsu's metal body starts to deactivate and he's back to his normal thing. It looks like, let's see, Mudman is able to help, let's see, capture Shoto. However, Ida, using his speed, drives straight in and kicks Mudman in the head, knocking him unconscious as he, let's see, looking like, both, Tetsu and Mudman are down for the count. However, Shoto, remembering his encounter with Stain about, saving the hero first rather than going after the villain, and remembering what his brother said, decides to go rescue Shoto, as that's the priority, since, save lives before defeating the enemy. That's so he runs off in his speed. However, Mudman, who's not quite yet unconscious, thinks back at how Momo was able to do something even when she's knocked out. Feels like he can't feel helpless and all that stuff. So decides that he's going to try and do prevent his team from losing and all that stuff, making sure his team doesn't lose because of him. So, sort of melts one of the structure buildings, asking Tetsu, who's still slightly conscious, to do one last headbutt kind of thing to it, and he hits it, causing it to fall down, and it lands on Ida as it's softened, and as Mudman is collapsed, it hardens again, trapping Ida, particularly his leg and arm, and he needs both his arms and legs to break out and all that stuff. Ida's knocked out, and Mudman collapses, and so does Setsuretsu. So you have 4 of the students, 2 from each class, knocked out, which you get the others commenting. However, you get Blood Vlad, commenting about how Spiral's attacks against Ida probably weakened him a bit, slowing him down a bit. So with members of Red Riot and Denki commenting his biasness is getting worse. So oh boy. So we get that. So yeah. So I'm anyway, with 2 in jail and 4 not conscious, all that's left is Tenko and Pony, or the Rocket T. So he's returning to chase her. However, Rocket T uses her horns to move her teammates into the air and grab Shoto, commenting that she cannot, take Shoto to jail without, slowing down and risking her teammates' capture. She decides to fly into the end, so make it so they can't win, but they can prevent, themselves from losing, as Tentacle cannot reach up there. With Midoriya explaining the plan to his teammates in Class 1A about how she can't leave her teammates behind, otherwise Tentacle will send them to jail. However, taking Shoto up the air will prevent him from using his ice and fire quirks if he gets conscious again and starts attacking from long range. So we'll wait till the timer runs out, and the match ends up being a draw. So it's the first draw for the match, and that is the end of the match, a draw. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw for both sides. So yeah, anyway, with Midoriya and Uraraka probably commenting that Ida's frustrated, but Midoriya also thinking Ida looked pretty cool with doing it, particularly how even when the spiral thing was going down, Shoto out of the way so he wouldn't be stuck as well. Still acting like a hero, showing how much he's grown from the stuff with Stain. Anyway, the heroes are recovering. Denko and Idra, Denki and Red Riot are commenting about how a draw is so unsatisfying. Joroto, the Bitsy Beast dude from the first match, comments how running away and seeking help is a viable strategy in real life. Anyway, we get to the recovery scene where Shoto is being kissed by a recovery guard's office, with Ida sitting next to him, and Tetsu saying that while they draw, it feels like he lost, so he hopes to fight them again. With Shoto and Ida commenting on how they need to do with their speed to grow, and Ida to realize that he needs to start using his fire more and just his ice first. Decides that he's going to learn from his father to to develop this habit, increase his flame powers and that stuff. Mudman comes out saying that also he needs to improve as well, so he hopes they all have a rematch, which they all look forward to. Recovery Girl says, this is not a place for recovering, not chit-chat. If you're hit, better go leave. And they're really apologizing. Anyway, Momo no, still being, obsessed with the Class 1 and Class 1A, he says. If they win or draw the next match, they prevent Class 1A from, winning and all that stuff. So, yeah. Now, granted, they do need to, if they win one match, and if Class 1A does draw the next match and then win the next match, they would still technically win and all that stuff. So there's that. However, he's looking forward to this fight as in the fourth match against Bakugo, we have Lizardry, otherwise known as Senetsu Tage. Who is revealed to be Class 1B's other student recommended through recommendation. So this gives you the hint that she is very strong. All that stuff. So yeah. And from the looks of things, Bakugo seems to have this reckless plan, which his teammates do not seem to agree with. So yeah, it looks like from the cliffhanger of this episode, it's not looking good for Class 1A with Bakugo's apparently ego getting in the way. So yeah, Class 1A for round 4, you'll have Bakugo, Sero, Jiro, and Sato, also Sugarman, against Togura, Kamakiri, Jack Mantis, Tokage, Lizard Lady, Kojiro Bondo or Plamo, and Yotsuwa Arasi Welder for the fourth match. And that's the end of the episode. Okay, let's see. Even though this is probably supposed to be a Shota-focused episode with his flames, I still feel like Ida stole the spotlight with his character development and his moves, particularly with the animation, with him escaping the prison, and then eventually his ice prison thing, and eventually using that epic kick against the Mudman, knocking him out. And even when he's being trapped by, a building and all that stuff, he quickly throws Shota out of the way and all that stuff. So yeah, I like how, due to his experiences from against, Stain, he's learned to save the people first rather than defeat the villain, as that should be the priority of the hero. Of course, not saying that defeating the villain shouldn't be a priority. It's just that a hero's job is to save citizens and all that stuff. And your teammates, not to mention. So yeah, we got that. Let's see. I have to admit, I'm not entirely, fully impressed with a Shoto's flame thing, but I guess it's a cool visual and that stuff. And unfortunately, due to the fact that he couldn't do his flame fist first, due to Mudman making him lose his balance and allowing himself to be knocked unconscious. It did allow, so yeah, but it does allow Shoto to contemplate on what he did wrong, such as naturally using the ice attacks first before going to the flames, and the fact that he needs to train with Endeavor to improve himself, showing his growth and willing to work with Endeavor more just to improve his flame quirk and all that stuff, because he needs to do that and all that stuff. Let's see. I quite like Mudman's. Even though this is a character we're not really that well versed in, I do like his strive to make sure his team does not lose because of him. So he tries to at least allow help Tetsu do a sort of finishing blow against Ida and Shoto to make sure that they don't escape and allow a victory and all that stuff, knocking them out in the process, making the match a tie. I do quite like how we get more insight to Tetsu's training, allowing him to assist flames and all that stuff, though it's a bit questionable about his father's methods, apparently, but yeah. But still, it does, but granted, he does comment that he feels like he lost, even though it was technically a tie and all that stuff. So there. For that. But I definitely say the highlight for Class 1B would be Pony Sirio, who I see a bit more variety with her horns to allow her to surf in the air, sort of fly, if you will, and that stuff. Not to mention a repeated horn attack, Let's see which she can use for long range attacks, which is quite impressive. That stuff, but I like her insight thinking of, okay, I can't win for my class, but I can prevent a loss. So she does the next best thing by trying to tie, by making sure her teammates are safe in the air, and Shoto is unable to attack as well. So preventing Tentacle from Witsy taking her teammates and trying to win the match and all that stuff. So yeah. So, and I do like Witsy Midoriya explaining it to his teammates, showing that, yeah, he's one of those protagonists that can actually explain the strategies to his opponents rather than the protagonist having to be explained the strategies themselves. So that's nice. So, yeah. I do like Itzy. Granted, Itzy. I do like Tentacles. So he gets a semi-active role. I wish he got a bit more to do, but I do find it interesting that he's the only member of his team that was left either not unconscious or in prison. And I do like how we got to see a bit more of his tentacle moves, particularly in how he can use it to defend, long range attacks and regenerate and all that stuff. But I have to admit, despite Ojiro getting at least 2 tailspin moves, showing us what he can do with them, it does feel like he got the short end of the episode for class. For class 1A, as he gets captured by Pony, who uses her horns and her strategy of flying them towards the prison to get him in jail. So yeah, so I guess and I suppose it's also the same case with a Spiral, that he only got like a few spin attack moves against Ojiro, so it's like he didn't. Their fight didn't get finished off, and it was mostly Ida that did it. So good props to Ida for prioritizing capturing the villain on that bit there, rather than just letting a one-on-one fight drag out. So yeah, so those 2 members are the ones that got the short end of the stick there. Anyway, I quite like how Momo and Vlad are getting worse with their class 1A versus 1B biasness and obsession of beating them and all that stuff, particularly trying to make though Spiral damaged Ida, making him not fast enough, with him getting Denki and Red Riot commenting this is going a bit too far and all that stuff, and even complaining about a tie feels unsatisfying, but of course being reminded running away is a good strategy in real life and all that stuff. So all that stuff, but due to this, we finally get in order to hype us up for the next match against Bakugo, in order to to say that this is Bakugo's the main opponent for this one, Tokage or Lizardry. I don't know, whenever I hear the name Kage, I'm just thinking of like the 5 Kages in Naruto. Is the student I got through recommendations for class 1B, so implying that she's extremely skilled. So yeah, and it looks like the cliffhanger. It looks like Bakugo is going to lead his team to into a doomed strategy, just following him and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Overall, I'll give this episode I think I'll give it an 8.5 just because of the beautiful animation, Ida's spotlights, but and the fact that it ended on a disappointing note for both sides. I suppose a sort of sad note. Granted it was a draw. I'm not sure if it should have been class 1B to win this one, given and what I know what comes next and all that stuff, but yeah, I do like how the characters reflect on what they need to improve upon in the upcoming in order to get better due to what they succeeded and failed in this match and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode, which I'll probably do a bit later tomorrow, because honestly, I want to try either do something else. I don't want to stream something else either later today or tomorrow. Anyway, I'm Blue Star Saber signing off, and plus ultra. Thank you, everyone. See you for the next episode or stream.